Here we will move on to their division mates who got smoked. San Francisco 34, Jacksonville 3. This was one-sided. Brock Purdy, 296, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions for 32 points. That's, I think, the highest number we've seen out of a quarterback so far. Trevor Lawrence, not good. 185 yards, 2 interceptions for 2 points. That's bad. I don't know if my math checks out, but that's not good. Christian McCaffrey, 16 carries, 95 yards, no touchdowns, still put up 22 points because he had 6 for 47 through the air. Juszczyk vultured his goal line touch and got 11 points because of it. ETN, not a great day either, 9 for 35, 2 for 9 through the air for 7 fantasy points. Dearness Johnson had 3 for 12, not great. Debo had 3 carries for 29 yards and a touchdown, and then 4 for 30 in the passing game. So he was more productive on the ground than he was in the air. 16 points because of the touchdown. Ayuk, 3 for 55 and a touchdown for 15 points, but the Niners were largely just running the ball, running the clock out here. Christian Kirk had 6 for 104 for 15 points. Would have been more if he hadn't lost the fumble. Calvin Ridley doing Calvin Ridley things. 2 for 20, 4 points. That's right. I will commence my victory lap right now. Calvin Ridley, 2 for 20, bringing him to, what is that, wide receiver 42, and it's going to go down because he sucks.
Good grief. Good grief, man.
Tight end George Kittle had 3 for 116 and 1 touchdown. I believe, if I remember, it was 7. The touchdown was 73 yards or something. Anyways, that was 25 points. 4 for 12 for Engram, who didn't kill you, but he didn't do great. 10 points out of Jake Moody. He was good. Brandon McManus killed you with 3. The Niners defense did what they do, put up 25. Probably shouldn't have been starting the Jags, but if you were, they killed you. What is your takeaway from this?
It reminded me of Vintage Kittle, where he just bust that play for just yak. He literally burnt the guy down the seam, and I was like, okay, he's still a freak athlete.
And then he taunted on the way to the end zone.
It was so great. I was like, this is Pete Kittle. I love it. He's literally my favorite player in the NFL. Like, the stuff he does is just absurd. So I would love to see him in an offense that it could feature him more, but it is what it is. McCaffrey was heavily featured in like the passing attack. He saw 9 targets. No one else saw more than 4. And the Jags offense just, they looked broken. Like, it was so rough watching them try to do anything against this defense. And the 49ers have, if not the best defense, one of the top 3 defenses of the league. But man, like, Lawrence could do anything. So they need to figure it out and fix it quickly, or it's going to snowball for them. Because they had a 6-2 record, but they were not playing that great going into this game. And this just only adds fuel to that fire. So they need to reassess and make some changes. But like, San Francisco was just clearly the better team, and they just piled on and piled on. It's like that Keanu Reeves where he's talking about it, just the sand traps you and you can't get out. You just sink further and further. Like, that's basically.
Did you just quote The Replacement?
Yes, I did. It's one of my favorite
Quicksand. Quicksand.
Oh, quicksand, baby. We get you.
We got a Footsteps Falco quote out of the show. Well played. I believe I need to quote tweet that. What time are we going? What was it? B to bookmark? I'll be bookmarking that. A Footsteps Falco reference. I love it. You got me completely off this game. But so Purdy, I think as of now, through the games we've seen, is QB1. McCaffrey was great. They eased up, and you've seen a lot of Mitchell late because they had a huge lead. Everyone on the Jags sucked except for Christian Kirk, who was good except for the fumble loss. That makes it look not as good. I don't mind Kirk as a buy low. He doesn't seem to get any respect. Like, if you ask me, I would trade you Debo for Christian Kirk straight up. I want the Kirk side.
Yeah.
Ayuk, another one where he might be a decent buy low as well because he didn't get a whole lot because the Niners were largely just running the clock out. So this game might have a couple of receivers that I've been high on that I'd like to buy low in Ayuk and Kirk. Thoughts on either of them?
I mean, I thought Kirk's been undervalued this entire year. Like, he was like wide receiver 29 going off the board this season, and we were just like, why? And no one really wanted to. No one was talking about it, even though he had a really good year last year.
No, everyone wanted Ridley.
Yeah, and he's been by far the way they feature him on that offense. I mean, another 11 targets. No one else even saw anything close to that team. So he's the guy in that offense you want. And interestingly enough, this sucked. Like, ETN had probably his worst game of the year. Oh yeah, by far. It's not even close. They just couldn't do anything with him. So I'm sure they'll fix it moving forward. But yeah, like, I'd happily go get Kirk, and he still seems undervalued like you're talking about. I think that's actually a great idea to go do that.
We do this every week. The rankings will come up and we'll argue Debo. We'll argue all four of them as if they're in the same tier, and I don't think they are. I think it's easily Ayuk as the one and Kirk as the one, despite the fact that Debo outproduced here. But a lot of that was Debo getting carries late in the game.
It's the problem. Like 4 guys and somebody gets left out every week. It just happens. It's just how it goes. There's too much good talent.
Actually, it didn't. All 4 of them got theirs this week. Kittle was good.
Like, you know what?
Yeah. So that's where, but
it could have been a monster day for McCaffrey too. If he would have got that other touchdown, we would have been pushing like 30.
Could have been a monster game for all of them if Jacksonville had put up any fight whatsoever. These are the two teams with the same record who could not be more different. I think San Fran's a legit contender, and I think Jacksonville is going to fight to make the playoffs. That's amazing. You look up and see the record, but